Was talking to Junior Witter a couple of days back, and what he said to me was right up my street. I'm really sick of this fucking true crime nonsense. So I'm literally I've got Michael Showers to meet in the next week or so, and that will be the very last book I do on true crime. And I'm looking forward to spending probably a good 5 days with Junior Witter. Anyone who doesn't know who Junior Witter was or is, he was a guy who, I mean, I've done boxing books in the past. I've done Tales of Pugilism, which was 20 stories of inside the world of pugilism. I suppose Roy Shaw was a professional boxer. Paul Sykes was a professional boxer. Dominic Negus was a professional boxer, but they were predominantly kind of bad guys. Sorry, Dominic, if you're watching. But where Junior was the clues in the name, and what I mean by that, the clues in the name for this book, this book is going to be called The Avoided, and that's exactly what he was. He was too good for his own good. He was the chairman of who really needed him. You beat him, and if it was for a little reward, even though he was British, Commonwealth, European. Sorry, my dog's just come in trying to sabotage the video. She's just got a bone and walked back out. Junior Witter, yeah, British. When you start boxing as a British fighter, the things I suppose you can win, the Northern Area titles. There's the titles that you can win and win on snakes and ladders, like the WBO Intercontinental European title for beating my nana belt. Lots of these belts fall off trees. There's a lot of titles that they're really just for television. But what you can't knock is a fighter who goes up the ranks in the correct manner at every single level. And that's British, Commonwealth, European, and a world title. And not only was Junior a world title, and sometimes there's a lot of them as well. There's 4 main bodies, but there's also WBF, WBU, IBO. But anyone who really knows boxing, like Tyson Fury fought at the weekend, he fought for the main one, which was the green strap, the most prestigious out the lot. It was the WBC, the World Boxing Council. Junior, to give you an insight of how big the title was, Junior Witter was Floyd Mayweather's mandatory for that title in 2006. Floyd Mayweather, instead of facing Junior, moved up weights, and Junior fought the dangerous American, Chop McCauley. Then he fought another fantastic American called Vicious Vivian Harris, so he knocked out in 4 rounds, I think it was. He had an absolute outstanding career, and he'd done everything at every level. If I was going to be highly critical of him, he didn't get the big fights. Yes, he fought Devon Alexander, who was outstanding talent. Had a split decision with the unbeaten Timothy Bradley, who then went on to beat Manny Pacquiao, who that guy there, quite possibly maybe the greatest fighter to ever lace a pair of gloves on. So Junior ran very close to Tim Bradley, who Tim Bradley beat that guy there. So that kind of tells you the level Junior the Hitter Witter was at. I'm really looking forward to starting his book in January. I watched his full career. I vaguely remember him in the amateurs. A lad from Hartlepool, Ian Cooper, beat him. One of the Middlesbrough lads, one of the Green brothers, boxed him as well. I can remember his name being about boxing. it was a magazine called Amateur Boxing Scene back in them days. And Junior fought for Bradford Police Boys. But yeah, you know, he didn't have. He chased the fight with Ricky Hatton for a decade. Even went on record and said, "I'll fight Ricky for free." Ricky said, "I'm not fighting him." You know, even when he was the W. Listen, you know, this is just my opinion. I'm the biggest Ricky Hatton fan in the world, so I'm by no means slagging Ricky Hatton off. But when Junior held the best belt out the four, Ricky still wouldn't fight him. You know, and it's thinking like, well, what have you actually got to do to get a fight? My fucking dog is sabotaging this video. Georgie, 2 minutes. That dog is going to halal in the next. Shush! 2 minutes. It's like she knows. Oh, God. Right, right. Listen, Junior Witter, The Avoided, is coming very, very. It's going to be coming out. I'm starting it in January. This dog is soon to be dead. But listen, Junior Witter, I'm really, really excited for this one, guys. Hang on, just bear with me. Oh, my apologies. It's a good job I'm a dog person. Anyway, yeah, Junior Witter, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I liked him as a fighter. I met him a couple of years back. I spent a bit of time with him a couple of months back. He come to my house for a couple of hours. And I think he's greatly misunderstood. I really do. You know, when you look at him, and you've got to, you know, he put on the act. If Ricky Hatton was, you know, Britain's most popular ever famous fight, he was everyone's mate. He was out drinking, playing dance with people. So he was never gonna. No one was ever gonna be more popular than Ricky Hatton. So what he had to do was almost be Ricky Hatton's nemesis. If Ricky Hatton was Luke Skywalker Jr., and he did play it very well, by the way, he chose to become Darth Vader. And listen, I spoke to a lot of people in boxing who said, I mean, Alex Morrison from Glasgow said Junior Witter beat him, would have beat him. Just Joe Calzaghe went on record and said, listen, let's get one thing right. Junior Witter was the better boxer. You know, I can see two sides to it. I can see Junior making him look silly and frustrating Hatton. And then there's the other side to it where Hatton maybe was just that bit too strong. But, you know, listen, we'll never ever will know, will we? It's the greatest fight ever, in my opinion. The biggest fight ever in British boxing history that never took place. And it's absolutely criminal, really, to think that was, you know. So I'm going to sit with Junior, and you've heard Ricky's side, you've read his biography, I've read a couple of his biographies, but no one's ever sat with Junior, and I'm going to absolutely rinse him. I'm going to get his side. I'm going to, what was the ins and outs? Had the Amir Khan fight, lost that. Had the Floyd Mayweather fight 1, 2, 3 times. Yeah, you know, had stepped in at 9 days' notice to fight Zab Judah, who pound for pound was probably the greatest 10-stone fighter on the planet, or light welterweight. What did the Americans call it? Super lightweight or something like that. Junior by that point had never even fought for a British title, and stepped in on the undercard of Mike Tyson in Glasgow. And then after that went on something like a 15 fight, or might have been 18 fight, unbeaten run. But not only unbeaten run, knocked every single opponent out, winning British, Commonwealth, European. And then that's when he just basically, you know, spoke to him the other day, and there was a fighter who Floyd Mayweather fought in his 50th called Andre Berto. Now, back many years before that, Andre Berto was knocking everyone out and nobody wanted him. And Junior said, I'll have that fight. Took it Fight was all made, and then Berto's camp pulled out. So I'm going to get the ins and outs and what really went on in the life and times of Junior Witter. He's very much happily retired. He's content. He's, you know, he looks like he's enjoying life. I suppose he's middle-aged and all that. But as I said, you know, as a professional fighter, you just do not get better than a British, Commonwealth, European, and not only a world title, but a WBC world title at that. So Junior Witter, The Avoided by Jamie Boyle, with Warcry Publishing, is going to start January, I think I'm looking at, and I think I'll have this book out about May, certainly by the summer. So Junior Witter, The Avoided, is coming 2022.